Hello everybody, Iain Robson here. Welcome to the edition of Blackrock Valley. Alright, we got something going on today. As you can see, I'm just unloading the last little bits of the hay from last episode. And what we're going to go ahead and do is not smash that into the top of that. There we go. So what we're going to do is, sorry I had to think about that for a second. What we want to do is we're going to go down to field number 3 and we'll pick up some of those hay bales that are down there. Or hay bales, straw bales. And then what we'll do is we'll give them to our animals, because then we'll have a little bit more productivity. Which will be good, because having a little bit of productivity is always beneficial. Because, heck, they're more productive that way, you make more money in the long run, so how can you not ask for that? So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and grab some of those straw bales from the southeast part. Wow, there we go. Jeez, southeast part of the field of the map there, and we'll give some of them to our beef cattle and see how that works out. Because of course we have one cow of each. But what we want to do is eventually pick up some more, of course. So we still have one more piece of the puzzle. And that is, of course, making silage. And we have straw and we have hay now, but we don't have any silage. So that's the next thing we need to do. So one of the possibilities is, of course, to make silage via the traditional method, which is definitely one way we can do it. I don't know how... we can't do it at the moment. You might be able to buy some... you actually might be able to buy some TMR from the garden center, maybe? Is there a garden center here on this map? The market? Could be in the market. Newer Sell Point Garden Center. Yeah, there's a garden center there. So it's possible that you could actually get some TMR from the garden center. Now, it's not always the case, and it really depends on the map, but some maps you actually can purchase TMR from like a garden center or something like that. And when you can, it kind of jump starts a certain number of things. One of them being, of course, making sure your animals are ready to go. Let's go ahead and fire this up. There we go. And I believe we're going to have like 2 or 3 loads here, so I'm going to try and I'm going to get one full load, and then we'll take that back to the farm. And then we'll go from there, basically. We may need more, we may need less. Who knows? We'll figure it out. Well, we only have one cow, so we really don't need that many. It's just a question of making sure we have all the appropriate things in place. So when we do get a whole bunch of cows, which is going to happen, we'll have enough feed for them, basically. Alright, there we go. Got 4 of these bales. It's funny, I feel like I've been baling quite a lot last little while. I don't know why. I think it's because to do with like Valley East USA. I did a lot of baling on that map, and then this map I just kind of started with baling. So, and that's only, I think, because oh yeah, there's one there. It's only because, of course, that our animals needed some, or when we eventually get animals, at least, basically. So we're gonna need some of the appropriate feed for them. So, all right. Very nice. It's funny, I was watching a oops. But I actually... Oh, I did still, okay. I was watching a video, what was it, the other day, and I was watching, I think it was Joe Lindbergh on his channel. I was watching him play on, I think it's Wind Chaser, I'm not sure, or Winchester. I can never remember which one it is. Wind Chaser Farm, I think, maybe. Anyways, he was doing some cultivating, and or some plowing, I think it actually was. And it was kind of interesting what he was trying to do. He started at the end of the field, and he uses the GPS mod a lot like I do, but I think he doesn't use courseplay at all. I'll say honestly, I don't watch all of his videos. But I watch every now and then, check it out, see what's going on. Always try and do that. I always try and keep track of what everybody's up to. Like, for example, I was watching Bipolar Prophet today, and I saw Farmer Beavis released a new video as well, so I'll have to go check that out. I try to stay current, but it's not easy. There's so many people releasing videos that, you know, I find myself I can't follow the whole series from start to finish, unfortunately. So, oh, there we go. We got 16. Perfect. I can't follow a series from start to finish all the time. So, what ends up happening a lot of the time is I have to like kind of choose one video for the day and go from there, because I just don't have time for all the videos. Maybe during the Christmas period I might, but at the moment I definitely don't. So, been keeping busy and whatnot. So, I hope everybody had a good. I guess in the United States it's Veterans Day. In Canada it was it's called Remembrance Day. In Australia it's called like Anzac Day or something like that. And there's a couple other random names for it depending where you are in the world. But yeah, it was a good. I watched the ceremony on TV. It was a good little ceremony. Always a good one. We had our new Prime Minister there and whatnot, so that was kind of fancy. So, alright, heading north. There we go. It's funny, like I said, I think I've mentioned this before, but I've been on like a little, not a quest, but I've been trying to find a decent pickup truck. And I've seen some pickup trucks, but they're really, it's really strange. A lot of them are like, they look good on the outside, but not on the inside. So that would mean I'd have to drive like this all of the time, and I don't do that, so it's difficult to find a decent truck that's got like a nice interior and exterior. So it's really strange. I don't know what it is. I saw a nice truck today. I was watching, I think it was Phoenix Feathers' channel. I was watching his channel, and I was like, oh, well, that's got a nice truck. I'm like, oh, let's check that out a little bit. Looked into it. There's no interior. There's no interior whatsoever. That's terrible. He didn't make the mod personally or anything, as far as I know at least. But he did do a little showcase on it. It looks cool on the outside though. It's got like big aerials for the radio and whatnot, so it's pretty cool. Alright, dropped off that load of straw right there. So I have a little bit of straw. Oh, 140, that's pretty good actually. And then we have a little bit of hay as well. And hopefully that'll give us a little bit of a head start when we actually have some cattle we need to feed properly. So I guess I can take this guy back down there. I'll leave this attached for the time being. So we do have one more predicament that we need to kind of deal with. And that, of course, is the fact that we have not those bales just sitting there, but we have to get some silage somehow. So we have, what options do we have? We could whole crop our canola, which sounds like it's not very efficient. Well, maybe it is. No, not in this scenario. But there are a few options we could actually take. We could sell some of our crops to make a little bit more money, because I think if we take a look at what we have in terms of forage harvest, we could try and get the Neva, but that's not really American. So other choices include, I guess, would be the harvester, the New Holland FR F850 is a possibility as well, I suppose. We could do that as well. So not sure which one to go for yet, but we definitely need to figure out how we're going to go about doing that. So something we'll need to figure out in the future, I guess. So what I'll do, I think, for now is I'll take this combine up to field number 20, and I'll meet you up at that field in a moment. Alright, so just going to get the case right here fired up and have him working on the field. Field number 20 here, and what we'll do is, as we are waiting for that guy to fill up, we'll grab the JCB here, and we'll take a stroll up there. Thankfully, not thankfully with a horn, but thankfully we can travel at 70 kilometers an hour. So what we will do is, we actually own that field 18 up there. What's in that? Nothing. Could plant that as something to harvest at some point in the future. That's a possibility, actually. We could do something like that. Not sure yet, though. What would be a good choice? Could have that. Do we have sorghum on this map? I think we do. Let's see. Homogenized milk, sorghum. What's that price at? Oh, it's actually worth quite a bit. In real life, you can actually use sorghum to make into silage. It's not a common thing, but as far as I understand, sorghum can actually regrow, which I think is kind of interesting. So you can get like more than one harvest out of it, as opposed to just like one harvest. So I thought that was kind of interesting that you could do something like that. So I don't know. It's pretty interesting. The possibilities you have in real life. Like, Farm Sim, does its best to try and make it, as broad as possible. But in real life, the possibilities are endless, right? So it's a completely different game, so to speak. And that's primarily because, of course, there's only so much you can include in this. By the way, this is the compost facility, which is pretty darn neat, if you ask me. We'll just take a quick little jaunt through here. So the way it works is, if you've never seen this facility before, you basically put, this map will probably have it set up with wood chips, I imagine. Yeah, so compost, steamed potatoes, and compost soil. Okay, interesting. And then it basically put it in there, it turns into compost, it goes into this guy right here, and then this, you just pick it up from there. And I guess this is a, that's interesting, just a bunker of some sort. But yeah, it's pretty cool. You should be able to put quite a few different things in there. And if memory serves, you should be able to put straw, grass, and a few other things, I believe. So steamed potatoes apparently as well, according to what they're saying. So that's kind of neat. I'll have to see if we can get that to work. Apparently there is a potato washer on this map in the northern section, so I'll have to give that a go as well. Never tried the potato washer before. I know Farmer Beavis is big into that. Or it was. Not so much at the moment because he is on a ETS2 stint. Totally understand. Awesome game. I was playing Euro Truck earlier on today, so the joy, of course, of canola is that it doesn't have nearly as much yield, so you can kind of leave it to do its thing for a while without having to worry about it, which is really nice. We just move over here a little bit, let him do his thing. There we go. Nice. And he should unload completely. There we go. And then he'll continue on his way. Nice. Sweet. Okay, so we actually own that field up there too. Up by the meat sales place. So what we can do is, let me grab this guy right here. And sunflowers, apparently we can plant potatoes with this as well. Sorghum. So that's what we'll do. Is we'll plant sorghum in that field up there. We'll plant sorghum in that field up in the northern section. And then what we can do is we'll hopefully being the keyword here, we'll be able to use it as forage. If not, we can always, I'll plant corn as well. How about that, just in case. Where am I going here? I guess I want to go north, not south. There we go. Man, if you did that in real life with this much of this kind of setup, that'd be ridiculous. Could you imagine that? Like somebody doing like, oh, went the wrong way, let me just back this up. Doesn't work that way. No, this is the first time I've been out of the, is it? I don't remember. I think it's the first time I've been through the this little section here. Oh, there's 18 right there. That's convenient. It's like a little windy trail. Again, I don't think you'd really take something like this through here, but for the sake of expediting the travels, we'll do it that way. Alright, and here is the entrance right here. So, what we'll do is, let's get lined up here. I don't think it doesn't look like anything's planted here. Or is there? If there is, it doesn't say it's growing at all. Let's just double check here. No, there's no growth there, so I guess there's something there. Alright, so let's get this guy lined up here. And let's see. it's set to 13 meters, which is good. So what we'll do is we'll turn that on, and we'll lower that down. And hopefully this will work. And what we can do actually is while we're waiting, we can just shift this course over a little bit. Not rotate, shoot. Shift. There we go. Shift. There we go. That should do it. And there we go. We'll come back and get that last little section there. Nice. So like we'll do, like I said, we'll plant sorghum right here, and hopefully, I'm not certain about it, but hopefully we'll be able to use it as a forage in the future. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure if you'll be able to. I think you need a corn harvester with it generally in this game. So if that is the case, then we'll be able to use. We should be able to use a forage harvester with it, but I don't know. If not, like I said, we'll plant corn as well, so we have the options in either case. And theoretically, what we can also do is use the grass down in the southern section of the map, right by our cows, and we can use that as well. That's always a possibility. Oh, look at that. Awesome turn. There we go. Sweet. So what this will do is we'll have, hopefully, this is, it's basically worth the same amount of canola on this map, or at least that's what they're telling me. So it's about the same price as canola, so we can use it to sell it or as forage, although I'm not really sure. So I hope it works as forage, but if not, it's not the end of the world. Alright, sweet. So what I will do is I will continue this off camera, I think, and the next episode we will try and get a forage harvesting, get some forage harvesting down. So we'll see how that goes. We're able to use our Stewart trailer because it has silage flaps you can put up as well, which is pretty neat. So we'll be able to use that as well. Alright, there we go. Nice. Alright folks, that'll be it for me for today. My name's Iain Robson. It's been an episode of Farming Simulator 2015 coming at you from Black Rock Valley. And if you enjoyed yourself, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Catch you guys later.